Welcome aboard the Data AI Express. Today we are embarking on a journey to explore a true cloud data platform, the one built from a ground up as a data warehouse as a service. It's a tool that created a groundbreaking innovation in data warehousing and processing. And now it's taking the world of AI by storm. Who is behind this revolution? What makes them so special? That's exactly what this series is all about. So grab your seat because the Data AI Express is about to depart. Let's dive in and see what all the excitement is all about. In the earlier days of data, we were stuck with on-premise system and all their limitation. Snowflake arrived and solved those problems, delivering a complete scalable platform that processed the data in real time. Snowflake told the world, hey, forget the heavy lifting and complex management. Give that to us. We will handle the infrastructure. You just bring your business data and focus on finding insights and build what matters to you. And they made it incredibly so simple. Do you know SQL? You're already ready. Do you know Python? You're also ready. They built this powerful cloud warehouse on a simple promise, accessibility, and most importantly, they did it with a revolutionary cost effective model. In our channel, we have explored everything from Databricks to generative AI. Now it's time to tickle the platform known as the AI Data Cloud, the true data warehouse for the cloud era, Snowflake. In this complete series, we will cover it all. What exactly Snowflake? What is the history behind the company? What is the groundbreaking technology that sets them apart? We are going to completely decode their unique architecture. We will explore the features that allowed them to redefine the cloud database and discover the secret sauce behind their incredible success. Think back to the era of on premises, the databases Oracle, Teradata, DB2. The companies running the system faced immense challenges. The data itself might have been accurate, but the systems just couldn't handle the scale and the variety of the data. And even when they tried, performance was consistent battle. You would kick off a query and have no idea when or if it would finish. The jobs could stuck, resources would have been maxed out, and a sudden spike in the users could bring the entire system to its knees and with concurrency problem. We had to run our heavy load batches overnight, praying that no one was online. If there was an outage, it was a nightmare to recover. Snowflake was born to solve every single one of these problems and to do it a fraction of a cost. From day one, Snowflake was designed to be a cloud native. It is a pure database as a service platform that handles not just the structured data, but also structured, semi-structured, unstructured data with ease. You can load all kind of data, and when you need to run analytics, the power is there to pull it out. It runs natively on all three major cloud platforms: AWS, Azure, GCP. So there is absolutely no hardware or software for you to install or manage. Everything from performance optimization to scaling is automatic. If you suddenly need to run a massive data science workload, the system is instantly scaled up to provide that power. And the best part, you only pay for what you use it down to the second. Moreover, you no need to provide any upfront cost. They have brought the data engineering, data science, data analytics, and the AI application development into a single unified platform. This is fully managed AI data cloud. The company was founded back in 2012, and interestingly, while most the tech giant starts in Silicon Valley, Snowflake sets up its headquarters in quieter location, Bozeman, Montana. The founding team was composed of veterans from companies like Oracle and Teradata. They have used their experience and pain points of the old traditional on-premises database problems and solved it together to build a beautiful solution. Today, the company CEO is Sridhar Ramasamy, an IIT Madras alumni who was the key figure behind this Google advertising and commerce success. For the past year, I have been following his vision and he's taking the company in a truly remarkable direction. And the growth speaks for itself. From just 7 million in revenue in 2019 to over 3.1 billion in 2024. Can you name another company in the database world that has seen this kind of multifold growth so quickly? The demand for data is universal, and Snowflake harnessed the big data technology so effectively, and that this incredible growth became possible. They now have become over 10,000 customers, a market cap exceeding 50 billion, and are still growing at an incredible pace. So, what is their differentiating technology? Are you curious? Let's find it. First, you can bring all your data, structured, semi structured, unstructured, in one central place. Second, you get an instant and virtually unlimited scalability. Unlike other platforms where you have to pre provision and reserve capacity, Snowflake offers true on demand elastic capacity in next seconds. And third, it required minimal management. You can forget about complex administrative works and focus on your business data. But how do they do it? The answer to the question lies in their groundbreaking innovation, a decoupled multi-cluster shared data architecture. A decoupled multi-cluster shared data architecture. This is their secret sauce. They created a centralized, scaled out storage layer where you can load a virtually unlimited amount of data. At the same time, they completely separated the compute from the resources from the storage. So, compute is separate and the storage is separate. It's completely a decoupled architecture. This means you can have a multiple independent compute cluster. Understood? Let's assume your data is loading in a massive ETL job. The process gets its own dedicated compute cluster. Simultaneously, your data analyst team can be running a complex queries without waiting for the data load to finish because they have their own separate compute cluster. Their workload don't interfere with each other. You imagine, right? So you might think that more power must more cost, right? Like if they're using more power, it might be bringing more cost. Not at all. The moment a cluster is no longer needed, it automatically suspend and you stop paying for it. This pay per second model was the game changer in the industry, where no one was offering such kind of a pay per second model. Snowflake runs on AWS, Azure, and GCP. They were the first to offer this level of velocity and performance on top of the cloud providers' infrastructure itself. In this regard, they are the second to none, right? Because these providers were unable to provide such kind of a flexible per second and all the features infrastructure for a databases. Let's break down the secret sauce into the three distinct layers. The foundation is the centralized storage layer. This is where all your data lives, stored in an optimized compressed columnar format. You can also connect the data into an external tables like S3 by CAT or ADLS. Though performance is best within the data managed internally by the Snowflake, but they also support the external data tables. The second layer is the multi-cluster compute layer. This is the entire engine to bring the data, right? The muscle of the platform. These are the virtual warehouses that do all kind of workload data, heavy lifting, running queries, performing the transformations and all. If you have more users, you can scale out by adding more cluster of the same size. If you have more demanding job, then you can also scale up by using a larger, more powerful cluster. It's completely flexible. So you can do a scale out as well as scale up. And remember, this layer is completely separate from the storage layer. It's kind of a decoupled architecture. The third and final layer is the cloud service layer. This is the brain for the entire system. It manages everything: transaction management, security, governance, query optimization, and everything. It holds all the metadata, knowing where every piece of the data is stored. It analyzes the queries and figure out the most efficient way to run them. And just like the other layers, it's completely independent of each other layers. This decoupling of the storages compute was the Snowflake masterstroke in the industry. No one else in the data warehousing space has done this. Competitors would ask you to commit upfront to a certain amount of compute, certain amount of reservations. But what if you need to change? It was always a headache for the Snowflake, eliminated the entire problem. This architecture unlocked some truly amazing features. Let's talk about this zero copy cloning. In old days, if you need to create a copy of production databases into QA environment, it was a massive undertaking efforts job. If the databases was 1 terabyte, you have done to physically copying 1 terabyte of data, it could take days and even weeks, and you would be paying for the double the storage, right? And in Snowflake, if you clone a table, it doesn't actually copy the data, it just copy the metadata alone. Instantly, in seconds, you have a new table readily available for you and point to the exact same data as a table that you wanted to copy. You have a fully functional, independent copy of your environment in a single second. No extra storage cost, no wasted time. Any changes you make to the clone data and it will be stored as a new data. The delta alone will be stored as a new data, leaving the original untouched. It's absolutely a brilliant, innovative product from Snowflake. And another groundbreaking feature is the secure data sharing. And perhaps my favorite of all is the time travel. Imagine someone accidentally runs a command and deleted a critical table. In the past, that this would trigger a panic, and you have to file a ticket with the DBA, hope they have a recent backup, and you go through a painful multi-day recovery process, and you might need to answerable for multiplanary disciplinary action also, and sometimes. With these time travel features, you can simply run a query like select star from a table A at timestamp of last week, last month, or whatever the time that you wanted to take a data. You instantly query the data as it existed at any point in the past. Up to 90 days they are providing now. And if you drop a table by a mistake, a simple undrop table command, undrop a table, it brings the table back. For anyone who had worked in operations, this feature alone feels like a magic, right? It saves an incredible amount of stress and time. Looking forward, Snowflake has built a connected ecosystem of AI era. It's the one integrated part for the data engineering, data analytics, and all the application, all built on top of their core platform. It supports SQL, Java, Python, even has a Snowpark, which brings a Spark capability into the ecosystem. They have a unified governance layer called Horizon Catalog, similar to the Databricks Unity Catalog. Now let's talk about how you size your compute, right? Snowflake pioneered a brilliant, simple concept, T-set sizing. You no need to provide such a complex technical specification of your compute power. You just choose a T-set size, small, medium, large, extra large, and so on. Let's say a job takes 4 hours to run a small warehouse. You could just instead run it on a medium warehouse, which has a double the power, and it would finish in 2 hours. The cost is almost same. The choice is yours, right? Do you want it done slower or faster? You can scale up for power or scale out for concurrency. Remember, scale up for power and scale out for concurrency. And you can scale down or suspend instantly the unused compute power. You only have to pay for the resources you actually consume. Remember, we have already discussed the incredible data production features like time travel and unwrap. On the engineering side, they are constantly innovating with tools like OpenFlow for the data ingestion and native integrations with all the data sources. And they also have Streamlit, Git, and VS Code to manage and create application kind of an environment. It's a complete modern orchestration for development platform designed for the future. So let's do a recap. Right, today we learned the Snowflake. What is Snowflake? It is a unified AI data platform. We explored its unique decoupled architecture, the secret sauce that separated the storages and compute. We saw how this enabled the game changing features like time travel and zero copy cloning, all built on flexible pay as you go model. We have covered a lot, but there is still so much more to explore. Please join us again for the part 2. This is the Data AI Express making a brief stop here. We will see you on the next leg of our journey. Thanks for watching. If you have some questions, please put it in the comments. See you.